I waited a year to receive this and emailing back and forth, when is it coming? But when it came, a year later, I was the happiest client in the world. I took it out of the box, I took photos. As you can see, it's really well designed. It's really nice materials, really, really great. I was happy to use it. I was the first person to give it a great review. And once you plug it in, you have to download the app and connect it with a little button that you put on the pillow. I was doing it, and this is what they promised me, and this is why I think why I didn't feel this is the greatest promise of a product. So, smart alarm. Basically, this little button connects to your pillow. It measures how you sleep at night, and then it wakes you up just when you're ready, just before your alarm, perhaps, so you're more fresh. But what happens if you have this button and your partner goes to sleep before you? It starts measuring before, and I didn't know what to do with that, and I wasn't sure the reliability of this, but I was willing to let it go. I was kind of trying it out, testing it out. The second thing they promised me is current conditions. Basically, it has a LED light for green, yellow, and red. When you wave your hand above it, you will know if it's the optimal time to sleep. So, for example, it has humidity sensors, light sensors, noise level sensors. So, if you wave your hand above it and the light is on, it will show red. Basically, it means you can't go to sleep, right? Red color. So, turn off the light. But if it goes yellow, it's like there's some problem. And I live in a warm country, and humidity level is always a problem. I never got a green light to go to sleep. So I was like, should I go to sleep? I don't know, what's good? And so that feature was just pointless. And the third thing they promised is a sleep timeline. It goes through, it records what's happening at night, and if there's a noise, it kind of looks at when you woke up and so forth. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want anything to be recorded in my bedroom. So I did not enable the sleep timeline. And the fourth thing, a sleeping score. It gives you every morning a sleeping score. And of course, if your partner goes to sleep before you, then it starts measuring that you went to sleep, even like you slept for like 15 hours or something, or like 10 hours. And again, what do you do with this data? What's the sleeping score? What do I care about? I mean, after a week of using this device, I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable. I was waiting for it for so long, and it made me feel dumb for waiting for thinking this could change my life. The elephant was in the room. I started feeling, as someone who's enthusiastic about technology, about the Internet of Things, I started to feel like this feeling that maybe I'm a little bit wrong about all this advocation that I'm doing on smart devices, about this new technology, this era of connected technology. It made me think, made me wonder, is smart dumb? What is so smart about these smart devices? And I started being more critical when I started looking at these devices. So I was thinking about the smart home, because the smart home has always just been a mystery of sorts, because you think, smart home is the next thing, and we want to know what it is about. So I went to Google, and I put in smart home, and the first, like when you go to Google Images, you see a lot of these photos with icons. All these icons around the smart home. Here, some more photos that I found on Google Photos. Here, more icons. More icons. So I'm starting to think, what are these icons? What do they really mean? What is the meaning of this? And guys, today it's your lucky day, because today I have decided to show you once and for all what these icons mean in a rendition I call the Smart Home Experience. We're going to go through this together. So, imagine you're feeling smart, you've invested in the latest smart home technology. You drive home after a long day at work with your smart car. As you go into your driveway, as the solar roof panel shine a light into your light, you're feeling good about yourself. You exit the car and you walk towards your house. The door recognizes you because you have a phone in your pocket, and it creates a connection to you, and then it opens. The door opens. You enter into your house. You take a step in, the light turns on. It's very smart. And of course, if you are invested further, the curtains open so you feel more comfortable looking out the window. And then you feel a bit more, I want to chill down, you had a long day. So you want to sit on your smart couch and there's a little camera on your television that recognizes your face. It knows the state of mind you're in. Perhaps it knows that you're like feeling that you want to see a movie. So your favorite channel turns on, right there on the movie, and you feel good about yourself. You're watching a movie. But of course, perhaps you invested further and wanted to get the smart lights. And today is Tuesday, and today we're going to get the red atmospheric feeling. Or maybe it's Wednesday. You can always turn on the kettle from your phone if you're feeling lazy to get out of the couch. So, this is just like a little dramatization, of what the smart icons that they represent here. And of course, there are other things that are not mentioned here. But it's just a feeling that I'm getting here. That's maybe the smart home that we're really, really thinking about is not as smart. It's a novelty. It's something that we would like to show our guests when they come over. Check out the smart bulbs, and how this happens when I click on my phone and things. But really, is it really, really smart? The elephant is really, really in the room, in my opinion. It's not as cool as I thought it would be. So I want to kind of go through more things that I kind of randomly found. There's a lot of examples of interesting smart devices, and I want to kind of highlight some of this. So the connected toothbrush. Anyone needs to connect the toothbrush to the... I don't know what it does. Maybe it perhaps counts how long you brush your teeth every day. The egg minder. You know exactly how many eggs you have in your fridge. The connected oven. I was excited when I saw the connected oven. I was thinking, what does it do? What does it do? So I went to the press release that was out when they released it, and this is what I read. Wi-Fi connected, integrated, Discovery IQ, stereo, impressive graphics to extend the multimedia experience. It's an oven. What does it do? I didn't know what more than that. Perhaps you want to listen to some music while you put the chicken in. Jenny Ken, when you throw items into the garbage, it scans what you threw out, and it can create a shopping list of what you want to buy, perhaps. It's very smart. And then there's this device. Can anyone guess? Salt, right? A salt shaker, a connected salt shaker.
Open your Smalt app and simply pinch the screen or shake your phone to dispense salt. After all, Smalt is a smart salt dispenser.
Yes. Does anyone need a little bit of salt? Shake your phone.
Blue Spin is the first fidget spinner that connects to your smartphone. Download the app. Connect your Blue Spin through Bluetooth and start playing. Find friends and people around you, and the fight begins.
Yes, so anything could be connected to the internet, right? And this thing.
This is the Juicero. It's Silicon Valley's favorite juicer. It's $400, which maybe isn't a ton for people who are into juicing. It creates cold pressed juice from this. A $5 packet of sort of mushed up fruits and veggies. This is like a blood IV packet. Like, there's nothing appetizing about this. So we set up one of our colleagues with it, and we didn't really mean to prank her, but she couldn't get it working. She didn't know why. We actually didn't know why. And that's when it dawned on us, this thing connects to the internet. So we finally get it connected to the internet. We put in the packets, and it still won't work. Why? The packets are expired. Yeah, that's right. All of the packets are scanned and checked whether or not they've expired in the cloud. And if they have, it's not like a carton of milk that you can drink it a day or two late. it just won't juice them. So this is a kind of a big deal juicer. The company behind it, Juicero, raised $120 million from companies like Google and Campbell's. So I don't mean to be rude about it, but this is just pretty much everything wrong with Silicon Valley design today. It's a solution for rich people that's worse than the problem.
A solution for rich people that is worse than the problem. And what's more ridiculous, that actually they did test, and you can actually just squeeze the juice with your own hands. You really feel dumb after buying something like that. So, and of course, does anyone here wants to know exactly when the toast is ready? There's an app for that. And this thing, I got to tell that these people really convinced me. When I saw this video, and I'll show you in a second, I was like, this is something maybe I want to have, you know? So one ring to control the world, right? This is an amazing concept. I wonder how I never thought about this. And they raised almost $1 million in creating this product. So first of all, it's one piece of metal that it's like if you have a small hand, you're not going to be able to put it on your face. That's the first thing that was the problem people were complaining about. And I'll show you a short clip from a review customer.
So once you get a gesture set up, it's time to execute it. Again, it works probably 5 to 10% of the time. And even when it works, it's very, very glitchy, like changing a volume on iOS. Here's the funny thing. On iOS and on, well, you're going to see Android, it doesn't work from the home screen. The app has to be running for a gesture to work. So it's completely bogus. Rather than clicking the camera icon from your home screen, you have to unlock your phone, go to the Ring app, open the Ring app, wait for the app to open, wait for the Bluetooth connection to take place, and then create your command. It's horrible. So I thought, well, on Android it has to be better, right? No, not at all. If you leave the app and you try to complete the action, it doesn't work. So the app has to be running for an action to complete. It is the most inconvenient, useless piece of hardware and software that I have ever seen. I would not wish my worst enemy the curse of having to use this product. It's absolutely horrible, not worth $269, not worth $5. I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs. Stay far away from this. It will destroy your life. And as always, stay snazzy.
It will destroy your life. So, and one more thing. I want to say that basically, I mean, just to conclude, every sector, every industry has decided to invest in creating some smart devices. Even the most simplest of things, like you just want to grab a drink. In that sector, there's so many products. I'm just going to show you a few. This vessel, basically, it's you pour in a drink into this cup, and then it tells you what you poured into it. Thermos.
Thermos connected hydration bottle with smart lid ensures that you're ready to take on whatever the day ahead will bring. Getting started is easy. Simply wake up your connected lid using the USB charger. The Thermos Smart Lid app will automatically connect to it. With a few simple steps, the hydration calculator will create a daily hydration goal that is designed specifically for you. Cleaning your bottle is simple too. Just wash it with soap and water.
I'm sure everyone wants to plug in their thing and kind of wait for it to charge and to. I mean, why? I just want to drink. And here is the Blue Fit that changes color based on your hydration and how often you should drink. And this thing.
对，咕噜噜水精灵开口与你语音互动。
I'm Ninji. Thanks for helping me save Emo. Ooh, that's funny.
有趣的内容让咕噜噜的可玩性和互动性大大增强。
How long can you hold your breath?
What could go wrong? So, this ain't cool. This ain't cool, right? This is what's happening in the industry today. And really, I mean, this is just what's happening, in my opinion. I think it's just a gold rush. Every company out there thinking, how do we connect our devices? How do we connect our premise to the internet? We make some money out of this. We'll see, we'll test the market. And this is really what I think it is. It's just like testing. These are just like experiments. What was done in academia, traditionally thought of, today is so easily and readily available to create. You connect it to the internet, you slap the connection on it, and you make some sort of sense out of it that it's a connected product. But really, everything, and I want to prove this, because everything old is new again. And I'll show you an example. So for example, this thing that we are all familiar with, and it makes sense today, it works. This was not thought about a year ago or even 10 years ago. This was thought about in the 70s when I found this news clipping. So today it makes sense, but it took it a while to mature. And the flat screen TV was even imagined in the 60s. So it took it a time to mature. We came to terms with this stuff. I was in Scotland, and I went to the Design Technology Museum, and I was looking through the old phones of the past, and all of a sudden I came across this little thing that was like, wow, this is, I don't know, when in the 50s, 60s, they imagined how the future communication would look like. And of course, we all know how that looks today. So it took it time to mature. And here's a diagram for the fax machine. 100 years ago, even more than 100 years ago. And in the 70s, this is how they imagined it. And of course, in the maturity, how it came to terms, it was a very, very important device in the 80s. And the smartwatch that we're all familiar with today, was that available like 10, 20, or 30 years ago? And the answer is yes. Casio invented a smartwatch that you were able to do simple calculations on with capacitive touch. This is how it works.
That works. I'll draw the number 1 or number 2. And you can see those 3 arrows appear. That's how long you've got to do your gesture. To draw a plus. And then a 7. And then 2 lines for an equals. 19. So a gesture-controlled touchscreen calculator, and this watch was first produced in 1984. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it, right? This is how it looks today, right? So it took it a while to mature to come to this, of course, but so what I'm saying to you is, everything old is new again, and these little things that we see, all these little silly, smart stuff is just experiments that we're having, experiments that we're seeing right now, and we are the consumers of these stuff. We're the consumers of this stuff. So, but we don't know. We don't know what this thing would come. We don't know what this will be. Maybe in 20 years this will make sense. Maybe this will be integrated into the smart fridge of the future, right? And this, in Google Glass, which is a very, very big failure for Google, it will come to be. It will come to be in then 10 and 20 years. This will make sense to us, and this photo would look to us like those old news clippings, because this would probably look ridiculous to us. So I just want to inspire you that not to feel that uncomfortable. There is a reason for this. But I never raise a problem if I don't have a resolution, because we're here in a user experience conference. I want to kind of try to see how we can resolve this as an industry, as people, as designers. And, it's really about us. We are making these things. This is a testament to our profession. These are people. I was looking for a photo of designers. These are us, right? This is we at work. We're playing. We're drawing on whiteboards. We are putting sticky notes on windows. We're like playing with Lego. We're like little kids playing with Lego, and we are creating these worlds. But these worlds are going to find themselves here. This is where all these devices are going to be in the landfills. We are responsible for this. So the first thing I want to share with you is that, let's look at the fundamentals. Let's go back to the fundamentals, the 3 fundamentals of design. If it's not useful, if it's not usable, and people don't want to use it, let's not design it. So if someone comes to you and says to you, hey, you know what, we have this great idea for a connected toothbrush. If it's not usable, if it's not useful, if it's all those 3, if the people don't want to use it, say no. Really, it's up to us. Let's say no. Let's say this is not going to work. Let's think about something else. It's up to us. Okay? I want to really put this point forward. It's up to this guy. Where's this guy? right? Say no. And where's this girl? It's up to you. Say no. Say no. Say that. It's not possible. Let's not do that. Let's really, really take responsibility. Let's take ownership on what we love to do and make this world a better place. But I want to create a better framework. I was thinking about a framework that we can work in this framework to create better and more meaningful interactions. So it does make sense to work on the Internet of Things products. And I call this framework the added value. The added value is something that is a little bit hidden. It is not completely apparent when you think about a connected product. So let me explain. So there's a perceived value. The perceived value is what you're buying. When you're buying August, the smart door lock, you're buying a way to enter into your house with it recognizes your phone. This is the perceived value. But the added value, and this is maybe why this product is successful, is that the added provisions so you can send keys to your friends or to your guests, and you can monitor who's coming in and out of your house. This is the added value. It was not apparent right away. And because it's an added value, perhaps they kind of disrupt the lock and key market. So this is one interesting added value. Another perceived value when we're thinking about, for example, connecting a washing machine. Then if someone tells you, let's connect the washing machine, that's nice. You can turn it on and off from your phone. This is a perceived value. Perhaps have advanced settings, so if you have delicate wash and so forth. What's the added value? How do we make it more interesting? How do we use this connectivity? So perhaps, I don't know if this will be a product, but perhaps we turn it into a service as an added value. So for example, for $1.25, you can get this washing machine. And it's a service. So every time you use it, you pay $1.25. You get a monthly bill. Okay? And then the washing machine is included in this service. Free repairs. Washing soap is delivered. And the washing machine is replaced every 10 years. This is a service. And perhaps this could be, if you think about it, it opens the broad sense of how we can rent a car or how we can do other things when we connect things to the internet, turning them into service. So this is an added value. Another added value was found when I saw this product, Streamline, which gets you to find a parking spot in the city. So this is the perceived value, okay? Easily to find a parking spot. But what the added value here is interesting. It's a threefold added value, is that they can actually change the cost of the parking based on demand and based on rush hour and so forth. So if there is a lot of demand, the cost of the parking goes up. This actually means that people park for shorter times, and therefore there is more foot traffic for merchants in the city where those cars are parked. And of course, the city gains more revenue with this. So this is like an added value that everyone wins. Sometimes an outcome creates an added value. So this is a product people buy because they want to monitor how active they are throughout the day. And this is great, but this it's not the best. What's the added value here? What I mean is that it helps people be more active throughout their day. So the outcome of using this product creates a lot of added value for them. All of a sudden, people are more healthy. It's a great added value. Another outcome added value is this product where people with asthma, they want to keep, every time they inhale, they want to keep track of every time how often they use it. It's great to keep track of your problems. But what the added value here is that it actually sends a report to the city where people are using it. And therefore, it creates this idea where perhaps there's a bad air or a pollution problem. And this is a great added value for people who are using and people who are consuming, who need an inhaler. And one more thing, as an added value, this is the learning thermostat. It's one of the most successful, I think, one of the most successful products connected to the internet to date. It's really, really a great product. And of course, the perceived value when you buy it is that you can create, it learns how you heat your house, it learns your preferences, and then you can control it from your phone. That's the perceived value. But the added value here is that it actually saves you money. And imagine, this is, if it saves a family $5 a month, that's great, but imagine how it saves to the entire city. And this is why the companies are giving this out, the electric companies are giving this product out. I'll show you a short video that illustrates this.
This thermostat will make you love your thermostat. It's in millions of homes around the world. It's saved billions of kilowatt hours of energy so far. And that's just the beginning. Meet the third generation Nest Learning Thermostat. It has a bigger, sharper screen, and it's even better at learning what you like. Just turn it up or down. It will catch on after a few days and create a personalized schedule for you. That's how the Nest Thermostat saves energy. In real homes with real families, it saved so much energy it paid for itself. To save even more, just follow the leaf. Nest even turns itself down when you leave the house. And you can control it from anywhere. You can see how much energy you use every day and how to use less. Energy companies all over the world are giving the Nest Thermostat to their customers because they know it saves energy. That's the most beautiful part. The Nest Learning Thermostat programs itself, then pays for itself.
It pays for himself. So it was very important for me to show this product because it leads to my last point here. A few years ago, I wrote an article, adding value to connected devices, where I really kind of highlight what I show you today. But I have to refer back to this article because the last words I wrote in that article, these are the words, I'm not going to read them to you, but what I was thinking about at that point is that, when we are, as designers, as an industry, creating these worlds, everything around us is designed. The chairs you're sitting on right now is designed. The lights, this room is designed. We are designers and we are the makers of this world. If we don't consider what we're doing and how it affects us as humanity, how it affects this planet, we're not doing justice to our profession and to the world. So if we think, when someone comes to you and says to you, hey, let's do this connected product, what's the perceived value? This is how you're going to sell the product. But always think, what's the added value? How can we create a better value for the world, for humanity, for us as humans, to live a healthier lifestyle? I think this is the greatest added value we can add to the world and make ourselves feel better and more proud at what we do. So that was my time. I appreciate your listening. I'd like to talk to each and every one of you after the break. Come and talk to me. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, Avi. Thank you very much. We'll have a 20-minute coffee break followed by lectures from Nate Clinton and Olena Milutina. One question, Avi. You presented a remote door locking mechanism in your presentation.
What?
You presented a remote door lock mechanism.
Yeah.
What's the name of that?
It's August.
August. There's a Polish startup called Elephant Door that recently completed round one of fundraising, and I think it's a similar thing. Just a curious piece of information.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, and see you guys after the coffee
Thanks,
break.
guys.